Welcome back to Champions Card Club. My name is Castman. Today we're talking about Black Bolt and White Flare. We're going to look at some of the prices, some of the Elite Trainer boxes. What are the packs going for, and what are the big hits in Black Bolt and White Flare? Let's head to the Danger Room and have a look. Sneasel, can you patch me into the Danger Room, please?
All right, prepare your butt. We're going in.
Okay, stuck the landing. Let's have a look at Destined Rivals prices. We're going to do a cross comparison and see if it makes sense that Black Bolt and White Flare are the prices that they are, because they're kind of a little crazy for what's inside. Smokey the Wonder Dog has decided to join in. Your breath smells right. So Destined Rivals, your biggest hit here is $381. The Mewtwo, not really that high. If we look over at our Black Bolt price guide, we have Zekrom here, the black on black Zekrom, blacked out, $499. So your hit in Black Bolt, surprisingly, is $499. That knocks Destined Rivals right out of the game. And then if we come over and we look at White Flare, $319 for the Restroom EX. And now, if you ask me, that Restroom's a lot better looking than that blacked out Zekrom. Your Hydreigon here, the number 2 hit in White Flare, $185. Number 3, we're just going to go down the list. Why not? Jellicent, $83. And here, Hilda at $82. And then we're down into the 60s. Pretty quickly, we drop off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, $50 or more for White Flare. Guys, I need to tell you, I did run a sale over at championscardclub.com where I sold a combo of the White Flare and the Black Bolt together at MSRP, and that sold out, as you might expect, immediately. I do still have some Black Bolt Elite Trainer boxes left and some single packs of Black Bolt and White Flare. And if you use the code members only at checkout, that gets you 5% off. That's at championscardclub.com. What do you think about that, Smokey? Pretty good, right? Black Bolt price guide. Let's get back into it. Zekrom, we had 7 cards above $50 over at White Flare, but what about Black Bolt? Are the prices justified? When I say what are the prices, what are they justified? $90, $92 for the Black Bolt Elite Trainer box. Here, the White Flare, $83.99, so $93 essentially. And for whatever reason, White Flare more expensive right now. $10.48 for a single pack. Black Bolt, $10.08. Not really lining up, but the market is kind of still fresh, right? This just came out yesterday, so people are still figuring out where the prices are going to land. With Destined Rivals, a bit of a drop-off, but something I want you to also notice about Destined Rivals. Although the prices are a little lower on the single cards, the sealed market is actually picking up pace. If we look over here at the Destined Rivals booster box, $280. We recently had a leg up for this, $284. Wow. And on full display, it sat here for a few weeks at $250. And now we're starting to take off up to $280 for your booster boxes. Booster boxes are demanding a bit of a premium because they're very hard to find and they're not going to be restocked probably anytime soon. There's so many things in line to be printed from the Pokemon Center that I don't know how high Destined Rivals is on that list. A little cross comparison once again here. So $90 for the Elite Trainer boxes. The last specialty set, Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions is an anomaly. $970 for the Umbreon, which has actually come down quite a bit from its all-time high. The Sylveon, the Leafeon, Espeon. I mean, look at how many cards here are over $200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's hard to compare any set to Prismatic Evolutions because it is just such a high value set. If we want to come over here and look at what the Elite Trainer boxes are going for, the Prismatic Evolutions, $110. So to me, that's not really lining up. $110 when you have that many cards over $200. Sure, the hit rates are bad, but hit rates are going to be bad in Black Bolt and White Flare as well. So $110 here, only a $10 difference as compared to the Black Bolt. And Black Bolt has significantly fewer high value cards. What does that tell you? Either Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes are underpriced or these are overpriced. If I had to guess, I would say those Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes they're probably too low. And I don't like saying that. That's just how this market is acting right now. I can't control it. So let's walk down the list a little bit. The Zekrom EX for Black Bolt is $500. The Victini. I wasn't sure how you guys were going to price this. My last video, I talked a lot about all the SIRs and their prices and my predictions for the prices. I didn't have high hopes for the Victini, but you guys are liking these monochromatic cards for whatever reason, probably because these are special black, white rares. They're not special illustration rares. They're their own kind. So maybe that has something to do with it. It's something brand new. Here we have our Zekrom. This would essentially be the equivalent to the Mewtwo here at 338. That is a really nice card. Surprisingly, ends playing here at 164. You know, our second highest SIR is a supporter, is a trainer. It's interesting. You don't see that very often. Here you have Kyurem EX 120. Here we have Genesect EX at 83. I did not expect Genesect. I would not have placed this as the number 4 highest SIR in this list. I wouldn't even have put Excellidrill here. Now, Seismitoad, I would move that up 2 on the list. I think this is easily a $100 card because you have the artist who did so many absolute banger cards. The Magnemite from Surging Sparks. He did the Magikarp and Paldea Evolve, and he did the Garatina. Seismitoad here is his latest piece. He also did the Roaring Moon EX, if you remember this, from, of course, Prismatic Evolutions. Let's look at some of his other SIRs. The Magikarp I was talking about a minute ago. He also did, here is that Magneton, great one. And then he did the Garatina V, a big hit from Lost Origins. $491 for that card right now. This Galarian Moltres, that was a promo in one of the Sword and Shield boxes. Some people just collect his cards specifically. Some people have an artist that they like and they say, this is my binder of this particular artist. I think that's a cool way to collect. We're going to stop once we hit below 50 and we're almost there. The Haxorus, the Superior EX, and the Meloetta EX. Everything under there is about 35 or below. Crocodile, Conkeldurr, Golipede. I think what we're starting to see, because there are some fantastic cards here, and we do need to go through White Flare as well. We will do that here in a moment. But I think we're starting to see a little bit, and I know I think I'm saying this, it's a little early to be saying this, but this set is introducing a little bit of SIR or illustration rare fatigue. Now, what do I mean by illustration rare fatigue? Well, there are a lot of special illustration rares and illustration rares being dropped on the market. Prismatic Evolutions, absolutely jam-packed with them. 151, jam-packed with them. And now 2 sets, Black Bolt and White Flare, completely jam-packed full of illustration and special illustration rares. So what I think we might be seeing, looking at these prices and looking at how a lot of them are trending on the lower side, people are getting so many illustration rares that it's bringing down the value of them in general across all of Pokemon cards. Now, a lot of people have said this is a junk wax era. I don't believe that. Junk wax being where they just printed so much that everything lost its value. We're not doing that right now, but I think they are starting to shift over into printing so many illustration rares that, yes, illustration rares are starting to lose a little of the prestige, lose a little of the, rarity. Now let's walk down the White Flare list a little bit. This is what you're going to be looking for when you're pulling those cards. The Reshiram, of course, 319. Very big value card there. Hydreigon EX at 185. Our Jellicent, I would have never expected this card to be an $83 card. Hilda here at 82. Still quite a few cards at $80 or, well, I guess just 4. That's not bad, I guess. The Keldeo here at 63. One of my personal favorites, and another personal favorite, the Chandelure. I'm glad to see this card has some value here at $54.49. Oshawott, 51. Wow. It is interesting. This is our first starter over $50. And the Mean Shout at $50. And after that, we drop down to 40. We're getting in sub 50. Okay. Zoroark, incredible that this is $36. I cannot believe that some of these cards, Tepig, $30. I really thought the starters were going to do a little more than what they're doing. I expected similarities to 151, and we're not even seeing any of their final evolutions in the top 10, 15. No final evolutions. Here we go. We do have one. Superior. Maybe I could have very easily missed these, but still, I think these cards might, either the value's going down or these are underpriced right now. But in general, right now is usually the all-time highs. So take that for what you will. Let's look at the superior just quickly here and see if this actually maps up to what we're seeing on this list, because sometimes it doesn't. 57 here, 51. And let's look at the movement here. 5 have sold for around $50. Really a bit interesting that it's staying consistent here. People thought here $100. Wouldn't surprise me to have seen this sell for $100. It really makes you think the 151 hype, the 151 Pokemon are just so much more sought after than the black and white Pokemon. And that makes sense because the original 151 are used just so much more by the Pokemon company. They're just so much more iconic. I have a little bit of advice for you guys. If you're new to this Pokemon hobby, try to avoid the online discourse, the social media behind this, because it's honestly just pretty nasty. Every once in a while, I'll drop a video where I do a Pokemon vibe check. Generally, the vibes aren't too good, guys. My recommendation, go to your local game stores. Go look for the product yourself. Make it your own little thing. Don't get involved in all of these people who are angry out there about this hobby. Isn't that right, Smokey? Yeah. You don't need them. If you want some deals, championscardclub.com. I got some new deck boxes over there. I got some new Elite Trainer boxes over there. I got all kinds of cases to protect your Pokemon collection. It's championscardclub.com. Use the coupon code members only. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Castman, and when you're out there in the streets, you're looking for that Pokemon product. You gotta have the power to get out there. You gotta have the precision to know where to look. You gotta have that mental control. Don't get lost up in the hype, and I will see you in the next video.